Hi, this is Alex Lykhochas, and I am excited to be a part of Humans of Telecom.
Hey everyone, a very warm welcome to Humans of Telecom, the Unplugged podcast. This is your host Anurag Aggarwal, Chief Growth Officer at Globe Teleservices. This is a podcast that goes beyond our work lives with an aim to bring us closer to the human side of the brightest and most wonderful members of the telecom community. Today, we have with us a person from a country that has specially become the center of the world's attention since exactly a year now, and a person who shows the fighting spirit to survive against all odds. Please welcome Alex Lykhochas, founder and CEO of Adeo Telecom. Alex, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Tell us, where are you based and where are you joining us today from?
Hello, my pleasure to be here. Yeah, so currently I am in Kiev. Yeah, and the funny thing that now we are under air threat of missile attacks. So approximate time of arriving of bombs to Kiev is 9:40. So it will be like in 30 minutes. But it's usual thing for everyone now. So there is nothing important about it.
So, Alex, generally I start by asking people about their personal and professional lives. But I think many of our listeners would be keen to know a lot more firsthand from you because you're right in the center of everything that's happening out there. Uh, can you tell us a bit more about the war? It's been almost a year now since the war started. Where were you on the day or the night at the time when the attack began? What were your feelings? What went on? How has the year been, and what has been the experience like to be in the middle of all this chaos?
Okay. So when everything was started, I was sleeping, and one friend from Philadelphia called me and told Alex the war started. So I like jumped up, moved to the office, took all things which I need to took, came to my parents, told them about it, and after just back to home and understood, oh yeah, it started, but there is no point to leave Kiev, to leave our homeland, as I know that we need to fight, that that we need to protect our land. And from the first week of the war, I joined to territorial defense forces, and we began to carry out our various tasks for the protection of Kiev and region. Yeah, so honestly, before the war, I never thought that uh, I will take guns, will be in military, as I thought that there is no reason to go to the military when there is no war. But uh, when Russia involved in Ukraine, millions of people understood that we need to protect our country. So yeah, this year was really, really difficult, and not only for me, but also for millions of Ukrainians. We're going now through the most challenging period in our history, that's for sure. As we are fighting for our future, our freedom, for everything what we have, what we had. Yeah, so it was really hard, more, I think, emotional. in more emotional way. As I saw a lot of brave people who know that good always triumphs over evil. I saw a lot of people who lost their homes, their jobs, and everything they had. But honestly, a lot of them remain unbroken. Uh, yeah, it was like it was opened my eyes for a lot of things. So also I saw, unfortunately, I saw a lot of death, a lot of broken destinies, a lot of many tears, suffering, and fear in eyes. But on other hand, I have never seen so much unity, so much kindness, so much care and help from people whom you see for the first time in your life. I was really shocked. So yeah, it was hard year, but I always try to find something positive in any situation, no matter how difficult is it. So this year changed a lot of in my, worldview, helped me to understand the central values and taught me to taught me to appreciate, every second of my life. And in the end, we all die sooner or later. So the question is how we live, as death not does not to be feared, as we can't change this situation.
Alex, I don't know. Words fail me on what to say further. It's such an impactful moment while you guys are in it and you're facing it every day. We keep hearing about it, and it's a hair raising experience just hearing about it. So I really can't even imagine what you guys would be going through. But you mentioned that military and you had to take up arms. So, how is it like out there in Kiev, in Ukraine right now? Or are all individuals being expected to take up arms? Are you given any training? Did you ever know that there is a possibility like this? And has the youth in Ukraine have they been trained to handle a situation like this? What has been your experience being in the military?
It was it was an interesting experience. Yeah, so first month was really hard as I haven't had any experience before in military. So yeah, we compare trainings and a lot of other tasks of defending our city. Uh, yeah, so till middle of the April, Kiev had really hard times, but we have, I think you know the cities Irpin and Bucha. I think you heard about it, about evil which come to this city. It was like 20, 30 minutes from Kiev, but Russian soldiers destroy almost these cities. Yeah. My experience in military still continuing. So uh, honestly, I want to say a lot of things, but I can't due to some legal things. So I can talk about it after we will win this war. About my experience of other areas in Ukraine on some other parts of Ukraine. But unfortunately, I can't tell you, something interesting and long story because it's not right time.
I totally get that, Alex, and we understand all the secrecy that you need to maintain. Uh, Even right now, as we speak, are you still involved in the operation in any manner, or are you done with your portion of the military stint?
No, I'm still involved, but just in Kiev. Just in Kiev, so we usually do some things like the patrol of the streets, some other tasks. So yeah, still here, and I will be in military till we win. As I don't have any chance, and also my father also involved in the military, and he a few weeks ago he came back from the hardest city in Ukraine. Now it's Bakhmut. He was there around 1 month.
And are women also involved in the military, or is it just the men?
Yeah, yeah. There are a lot of women in the army. So yeah, I want to first of all, I want to I think I want to say thank you for every brave person who is defending our country. Every one of them is a hero. But also, I want to separately say hello to the brave boys, brave boys who got scared and left the country. So honestly, I don't know how they can look their wife in eyes. As a lot of men's left Ukraine, and it's not only in first days of the war, uh, as as men had legally chance to leave Ukraine only like first hours when war started, and after that they paid from till 15,000 dollars to leave Ukraine. So I can't say that there is a man. It's a boys.
I can understand your emotion. And Alex, I know you can't share details, but can you at least share? Has there been any encounter where you've actually come across the army from the opposite side, and have you had any of those experiences?
Yeah, I had a lot. I had a lot of. I saw a lot of Russian soldiers. We had fight with them. Yeah, it was, but can't tell you more about it, unfortunately.
I totally understand and respect that secrecy, Alex. To all the listeners here today who are listening to our conversation, Alex and I have interacted and met in a number of conferences across the world. And never did I imagine that there will be a day when Alex and I will be having such a conversation. Alex, all that I can say is that to you, to all the men and women of Ukraine, you have been a role model for us when it comes to showing strength and loyalty and faith in humanity. I really hope the current situation, the current challenges which you are facing and which the world is witnessing, I really hope that you overcome this situation very soon and there is again peace and harmony and love within the country and within the world over.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and we do appreciate for every country, for every people who helps Ukraine to win this war. We really appreciate, honestly. Honestly, I can't. I don't have enough words to say how we appreciate for all help that whole world gave us and still given. So and still give. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for everyone.
Thanks, Alex. So let's shift gears now, Alex. Let's talk a bit about you. How has your life been? And by that, I mean prior to the war. Where were you born? Where have you grown up? What have your life experiences been? How have things been with family? What can you share with our listeners today?
Okay, so I was born 20 years ago in city Krasnograd. It's Kharkiv region. It's like 1 hour to the Kharkiv. Yeah, but uh, honestly, I don't like to talk about some things from my child period or something like this. So yeah, uh, we can talk about my professional maybe growing on my story.
Absolutely. And let's hear a bit about that. You've recently, or actually, I don't know how long ago, you formed Adeo Telecom. So, how has your professional journey been? What have you been doing, and what made you get into entrepreneurship and open your own venture?
Yeah, so in the past I was a professional football player. Yeah, but finished my career around 8 years ago due to injury. Yeah. So by purely chance, I got into company from telecom. It was at 2016. But you know, it was like a typical wholesale company which doesn't have any own solutions. But yeah, it was a good experience there. And after half a year, I was fired with the word that this was not my field and I had no prospects. It was really funny, but I never give up. So I got offered to build an SMS department in Lexico Telecom, joined them and helped to recoup the investments in 6 months. But uh, unfortunately, I left it because of misunderstanding in the development strategy between me and the company management. So after that, I immediately joined SVM Telecom again to build SMS department from scratch. So it was really good time. It was really good experience for me. I want to say thank you for SVM Telecom CEO who gave me this chance. Yeah, but after working there for more than 2 years until 2019, I decided to set up my own company. And from 2019, we have Adeo Telecom.
Wonderful. And if I ask you for one moment in your career which has been a very significant and impactful moment, it could be a happy moment, it could be a moment of failure, it could be a moment of success. What would be one moment in your life or in your career, more specifically, which has left a tremendous impact on you?
Uh, Honestly, I have two most memorable moments in my career. So the first one was when I was fired from my first company in telecom with with words from head of department that it's not my field, and he recommended me to try something else. So I want to say hello to Dima and tell him, yeah, man, you are right. But now I have still young company with a turnover of more than 3 million euros per year. So it was really funny thing, and it was, and I remember everything what he told me when he fired me. Yeah, and second one is when I set up Adeo Telecom. It really changed my views on many things because it's one thing when you are an employer and quite another when you own a business. It's fully and entirely different level of responsibility.
So I guess you managed to take that moment of adversity when you were fired into a positive spin of life. And today
Yeah, yeah.
we've had this company now for 4 years, and it's amazing to see how well you're doing for yourself. And I just wish you all the very best for this venture. 3 million is just a start, and we're hoping for many more milestones. So, Alex, tell us, how do you recharge yourself? Especially given the current situation. What else do you like to do? What is your passion? What are you fond of doing?
Mm, to be honest, I don't have much free time because I have several businesses, and also before the war, I bought a football club, an amateur football club. So, so honestly, I don't have much free time. But when I have it, I like to listen music. I go to the gym and also play drums. I discovered the passion of drumming. It allows me really to escape from everything around.
This is amazing, Alex. I mean, I never imagined that you were such a multifaceted personality. So, drums and football and whatnot. It's really amazing. I've interacted with you so many times, and you meet a person, especially in these work conferences. You have a quick chat, you discuss work, maybe have a quick coffee or something, but you never see beyond the realms of what's in front of you. So, I'm really happy that through this conversation, I've learned so much more. So, we're going to shift gears now. I'm going to bring up a section where we're quickly going to bring up a few words, and I'm going to ask you for what immediately comes to your mind. So be original, be human, and let's hear Alex. The first word is CPAS,
Unity.
unity.
Unity, yeah, because it helps business owners to combine multiple channels of communications with their customers.
All right. Loyalty,
Uh, Adopt,
a dog. Do you have one?
yeah, yeah. I got a puppy a few weeks ago.
And given the current situation in Kiev, and you mentioned about bombing and all, uh, is there any challenge in keeping a dog? I've heard of dogs getting frightened by these loud noises. Are you experiencing something like that?
Still no, and I hope I wouldn't have any experience in this. But I forgot to tell you that we got new reality. So, like bombing and the war is something like a typical thing for us. It sounds really bad, but it's usual thing. So when we are under bombing attack, not really a lot of things changing in our life.
Gosh, it's surprising when somebody says that a bombing attack is a reality and nothing much is changing and it's become a way of life.
Yeah, as we had more than 500 bombing attacks from the beginning. So first one was really hard to understand, but now it's okay as we understand that we fight
I
for
understand.
our future.
Alex, your dream,
Victory in the war. There is only one dream
I'm
that I
sure.
have.
Your best friend.
My wife, because she believed in me when I had nothing, when I had hard times, and she always supported me.
Wonderful. And the last one, podcasts.
Uh, Education, fun, and Anurag.
Well, I've just got onto the podcast journey, so let's see. I would really love, my dream would be someday that I become synonymous with the word podcast. So, Alex, next question: do you have a favorite book? Are you fond of reading, and what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I have one. It Skin in the Game by Nasset Talib. Yeah, it was interesting book with main point that there is no success without risk, and you should always give something to get something.
That's a very fair point. Yeah, I mean, you need to give something if you want to get, and there is no success without risk. So, Alex, if anybody wants to reach out to you, are you stepping out of Ukraine? How can one meet you, or how can one reach out to you?
You should be brave person to visit Kiev. Yeah, but I invite everyone to visit Ukraine after our victory.
I'm sure not only me, I'm sure all our listeners, we'd love to visit Ukraine someday, and we really hope for the best out there. So, Alex, a final question from us, and this is our signature question. So, what does being human mean to Alex? What is the sort of legacy that you would want to leave behind and you would want people to remember Alex as?
Hmm, Personally, being a human, first of all, means helping others, uh, always coming to rescue, being kind, and never betraying people. And I really hope that the world will remember me as a cheerful, sympathetic, and person who changed this world.
And I'll add one word from my side: loyal. You've been absolutely loyal to your family and to your country.
Thank you so much.
So, on that note, Alex, thanks a lot. Thank you so much. In the middle of all these tough times, also, you've taken out time to come on our podcast. On behalf of the listeners, I thank you. And I really hope that things get back to normal very soon in Russia, in Ukraine, all over the world. I really hope there is peace and even more unity. So, on that note, thank you so much. And I hope we get to see each other sometime soon.
Yeah, thank you so much too. I really appreciate to be a part of your podcast and want to say thank you for everyone who is listening us and for everyone who helps Ukraine to win this war. So I want to finish by words Slava Ukraini. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Alex. And to all our wonderful listeners here, thanks a lot for tuning into the show. We are all fighting our own battles in life, and I truly hope that a glimpse of the human side of Alex gave you strength and courage to fight your own battles as well. We shall soon be coming out with yet another episode and another compelling story from the telecom space. So stay tuned and do follow the podcast on your preferred streaming channel. On behalf of Humans of Telecom, this is your host Anurag Aggarwal signing off for now. Take care.